Cookie recipes are boring. They're basically the same ingredients over and over again, and I want something new. So I've been looking for the cookies with the weirdest ingredients I could find, and today we're gonna make them.
I'm scared and excited.
Evan doesn't know what they are. This is much worse than I expected. Cookies with Evan and Caitlin.
What's that smell, cookies? Mm-hmm. Is it sulfurous?
No.
Is it poopy?
Why would you think I would make poopy cookies?
Like sulfur cookies. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be funny. That's a good idea.
Oh, asparagus. What's that smell?
It's your pee after eating these cookies. You know, it's pretty common to do carrot cake or even zucchini bread.
Yeah.
So maybe asparagus is the new it vegetable to cook into your baked goods to make them healthy. It's also, I think, gonna be kind of difficult to work with because we're supposed to grate it.
Great.
I've never grated asparagus before.
No one has.
Okay. I'm assuming we're gonna snap off the ends like we normally would.
I thought you did a great job at being deceitful yet honest with the cookie title.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Right?
I put a lot of time into my titles. Now we only need a half cup of this.
Well, let's just grate until we feel like it's a half cup and then we'll transfer.
Yeah.
I never really appreciated just the smell of what asparagus is until now. It
Smells like grass.
It smells like grass. And I guess I shouldn't say appreciated, I should say realize.
Tastes like grass.
Wow. Roasting is doing a lot of work there.
Roasting does a lot of work.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Wow, it might be like the perfect amount. Good thing I cut this recipe in half. Hey, wow. Perfect half
look
cup.
At you.
Okay, so we're gonna set this aside, and next up is our dry ingredients. This is where the red flags with this recipe start. It says, sift the flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt into a bowl.
Yes.
There's no nutmeg in the ingredients list.
Was this like some AI hallucination that wrote this?
No, the recipe was made in 2013. Anyways, we're just gonna leave out the nutmeg. We're just gonna leave out the nutmeg and do our best. 1 cup of flour.
All right.
Dump it out. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Next, we're gonna do a half teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah. Dump it. I like the way you dump.
Thanks.
Next, we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we're gonna mix this up.
No baking soda?
Nope, not yet. So we'll set aside some of our dry ingredients and we'll get to the wet ingredients. Okay, this is where we have another red flag.
Another red flag.
So normally when you're making cookies, you cream together the butter and the sugar.
Yes.
And then you add any other wet ingredients like the egg or like anything like that. For this one, we are just beating together the asparagus, the baking soda, the sugar, the butter, and the egg all at once, instead of creaming together the butter and sugar to make sure that's smooth first. And I worry about it because like we got this, it's all chunky and stuff.
So there's just gonna be chunks of butter?
According to this recipe, it should all mix.
Oh, yum. Wait, how much butter are we doing?
A stick.
A stick?
This is half of a cup.
A stick of butter.
8 tablespoons. Got half a cup of sugar.
Half a cup of sugar?
I gotta balance out all the asparagus.
This is no longer a healthy treat.
Half a teaspoon of baking soda.
Yep.
This is baking soda, not baking powder, and it is not
Expired?
Oh! Best of used by 2013! I use this at Christmas.
Which Christmas?
This Christmas.
Okay, go for it.
If it's expired, it's only by a little bit. Half of an egg. Here's where the egg comes in.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, now we're supposed to cream all of this together. The old mush and squish method. Ah!
It is not creaming.
It's not creaming.
That's still not working.
There's also no photos, like no progress or step photos with this recipe, so I don't even know what it's supposed to look
Where
like.
the heck did you find this thing?
Daily meal.
Daily meal. Where do you get your daily meals?
Exactly. You know how like cookie dough tastes really good even though you're not supposed to eat it?
Yeah.
I don't think this one's gonna taste great.
It's all chunks, baby. It's Chunk City.
I feel like this is the best it's gonna be.
Mmm.
Next, we
Yum.
add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients.
Mmm.
Let's see what consistency this ends up being.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is gooey. It is gooey and weird.
Now here's the last red flag. So it says to add pecans and raisins,
Yes.
but the amount is so tiny. We're just gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of each.
Quarter teaspoon? A quarter teaspoon. That's less than 1 pecan. And that's 2 raisins.
I know.
Load up the half teaspoon. A 1/4 teaspoon. There you go. Load it in, drop it in.
I feel like I should cut them.
Drop it in.
It didn't say to cut them.
Drop in the 1/4 teaspoon of pecans. Oh, I might get lucky and I might get a cookie with a pecan or a
You
raisin.
might get both if you're really lucky.
Oh, one can hope, one can hope.
Well, they're gone.
Edible cookie.
It looks disgusting.
Looks
It's like, and it's not just the green.
so gross.
It's
It
also
looks
the
like
chunks.
vomit. It looks like vomit.
And then when there's only like 2 raisins, it just looks like little turds in there. Okay, we're gonna scoop tablespoon-sized balls onto here.
Tablespoon.
Yeah,
Those are pretty small.
they'll probably spread out.
What's gonna happen to the butter chunks in here? They're just gonna melt out. They're like, Caitlin, I think that this is just gonna be like, there's gonna be pools around each of these cookies.
Maybe it'll create layers, you know, like in a croissant.
In a croissant? What is gonna create a layer with? There's no dough.
The asparagus. Okay.
Wow.
I didn't space these the best, but we'll at least get some that are correct. So, you know, we're doing our best here.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait. Let's bake 'em. Ooh. Oh, my oven. So dirty. Oh my God. Don't look. Okay, it's been 14 minutes. The recipe said 10 to 12, and they're still real soft.
Okay, but something happened.
Something's
And
happening.
there's a lot of goo. And it's green. And there's chunks.
Yes, all of that is true. I don't want them to burn, but they feel
Wet?
very wet.
Another red flag, Caitlin?
Another red flag. Okay, we're now at 18 minutes. They're looking a little bit browner. I feel like this is maybe a good time to take them out because the edges are looking like real brown.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, we'll let these cool for a few, and then it's time to try them. Are you excited? That's not an answer.
My nose is telling me that there might be something tasty nearby. I smell butter. I smell sugar and flour, and I think cookies. And then it smells a little weird.
There's a little hint of something else.
A little hint of something else.
I'm gonna try it. Solidify it up a little bit as it's cooled. I do think we cooked it for the right amount of time.
The edge? Oh, is that a good or bad? An eyebrow raise a little bit?
It's so confusing.
That's not what you want to hear. Imagine like baking homemade cookies for someone, and they take a bite of your cookie and they're like, that's confusing.
You almost can't put your finger on it if you don't know. And at first taste, it's like, it's a cookie. No, you got it immediately. You really just taste, it's like steamed vegetable. Hey, you went in for a second bite. Like, it's not the worst thing we've made.
If you love the taste of veggies and you love cookies,
And you really want to combine those two rather than have them separately like a normal person,
the taste comes through.
it comes through.
These are asparagus flavored cookies.
Yes, yes, they are.
I keep eating it because
It's confusing.
I am so confused.
It's confusing.
Confusing is the correct word.
I want to tell you the rating of this online. It only has 4 ratings, and it is 2.3 out of 5 stars. What would you give this out of 5?
Out of 5, they gave it a 2.5.
2.3.
Half a star.
Is this on the scale of like all cookies?
Yeah.
On the scale of all cookies, half a star. On the scale of weird cookies, I'd say
Not bad.
solid 2.5. Hold it!
We need to eat the walnut.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe that changes the whole thing.
Let's see if it changes the rating.
It's better. The walnut hid the asparagus, Caitlin.
I'll sacrifice. I could have a raisin bite. It helps a lot.
It helps a lot.
There's still a veggie taste, but
Well,
it's not
like,
as bad.
for some reason, like the walnut explains some of the taste. In my brain, I'm like, oh, I just ate a walnut with that bite.
Yeah, it's pecans. If there was a proper amount of raisins and pecans,
I would raise the actual rating of eating it up to like a 2.5 for like a real cookie. And for like a weird cookie,
I think with the addition, it goes up to like a 4 for a weird cookie.
I can't believe it. The main thing they messed up is they needed to add more nuts
And that could have just been a typo.
and more raisins.
Honestly, they can be right there in the market.
Yeah, okay.
I have the goods.
Have the goods?
Looks like little animal snacks in your
Looks like cookies.
It is cookies.
It's cookies.
It looks like a lovely cookie. Oh,
Reading the
moist
full
on the
breakdown.
inside. Smells very good. I'll take my first bite.
Take the first bite.
What do you think?
I think it's a very good cookie. It tastes, it's not dog food, is it?
Why? Would you think that?
Why would you think that?
Because you guys put weird things together sometimes. It is a little bit unusual. Like maybe does it have zucchini in it?
I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna try
Okay,
some.
let Daddy try it. Doesn't have resin in it, does it?
There's no resin in there.
Smells sick.
Smells good, but it smells different than a normal cookie. What is that?
Yeah, I think it's very good. Is it healthy? Hopefully it's healthy.
It's good. Hopefully it's healthy.
Yeah.
Why would you say hopefully it's healthy?
Well, because if it's a tasty, crispy cookie, wouldn't that be a big bonus
Well,
if it was healthy?
it's got some green bits in it.
Yeah, what
It
are
does
the
have
green
some
bits?
green
I
bits.
keep saying that,
It looks
thinking
like
that it's
plants.
zucchini.
It looks like very small particles.
How about
of-
broccoli?
Nope.
You keep, I feel like they're getting closer.
They're getting closer. They're getting
Closer.
closer.
Yeah. Zucchini, broccoli, bell peppers.
No.
This is like a fancy veggie. You might get it at a steakhouse. They
Yeah.
might give you like 3 pieces that are
Asparagus.
Yeah.
Ah,
There
there we
we
go. Asparagus.
Wow. I think it's great.
Oh wow.
I like it.
Okay, maybe we
It's
need
a
to update our
win.
ratings.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Another 10 out of 10.
You had to knock that down 2 points because she is my mom and she's biased.
Well, I think everything you guys do is 10 out of 10.
I'd give it a
it's
9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very good.
For our next cookie, Wait, what's happening?
Oh, hey, baby, what happened?
Last night we slept on the new pillows from Helix, the sponsor of today's video.
That must be it.
So we have a Helix mattress in one room, a Helix topper in another room, and they just released their new Comfort Adjust cooling pillows for the comfiest sleep ever.
Feelings of ascending into the clouds may occur.
It's a pillow that you can customize to support whatever sleeping position just by adjusting the firmness and height with these little zippers on the sides. On top of that, it stays cool to the touch.
We got our first Helix mattress for our guest room in 2022, and it's so comfy, our guests always love it.
Because my brother had tried it at our house, he actually got 2 Helix mattresses when he moved into his new place.
He took the sleep quiz and got 2 Helix Midnights with the Glaciotex cooling covers.
You can also get Helix mattress toppers, which is what Evan and I did for our room. We got one with a split design since Evan needs more firmness for his back. You can now go to helixsleep.com/EvanCaitlin to take advantage of their 4th of July sale and get 20% off site-wide. Be on the lookout for additional sales on the Helix site. Helix offers a 120-night sleep trial and a lifetime warranty, so it is literally risk-free.
Hey, is that a cookie?
Oh yeah, I guess we should get back to the video, huh? All right, who's ready for the This Feels Wrong cookie? What type of marketing is this, Caitlin? This doesn't inspire confidence.
I don't want it to inspire confidence. You shouldn't be confident.
It is cute. I love it.
Yeah.
It's cheese balls.
It's not cheese. You gotta turn it over.
Oh, it's eggs?
It's hard-boiled egg.
I was more confident in cheese. I thought it was too little. I thought it was too well-packaged balls, like mozzarella. But it's eggs?
It's eggs.
People are gonna be making fun of how I say eggs this whole time.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. This is a pretty standard cookie recipe. Except for instead of raw eggs, they use hard-boiled eggs.
Caitlin, reach in there and grab those balls.
Okay. It feels great.
I was shocked. I did not know.
It's not cheese.
I did not know what I was reaching in there and grabbing. How many reviews did this recipe have, Caitlin?
This recipe had 10 reviews.
10 reviews?
Yeah.
So popular.
You know, I wasn't looking for the most popular cookie recipes, okay? I was looking for the strangest ones I could find. I split this recipe so we didn't have to make a massive batch, so it's kind of a weird measurement. 1 3/8 cup flour. 1
Nice.
is 1 and...
Does flour ever expire?
No. Does flour expire? 2/8 what?
Caitlin, how old is this flour?
I don't know. I took it out of the container so I could put it in this nice one.
Caitlin, how long ago did you do that? Was it more than 2 years ago? Was it more than 4 years ago?
No.
Okay, so it's
I've done it at this house.
from an old flour bag?
No. Like I bought a new flour while we've lived in this house.
Okay, so maybe 2 years ago?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
It lasts between 6 months and up to a year, Caitlin.
That's if you don't put it in this nice container. This is fine. We've been using this
I know!
regularly. Have you had any issues?
It smells a little bit strange.
Why must you always call me out?
Because I'm concerned for my health, love.
Okay, that's about 3/8. Anyways, I'm gonna cut up this butter.
We'll just like buy the smallest bags of flour we can going forward.
I do.
This is the smallest?
Yes.
And it's taken us more than 2 years to use it?
I don't know how long it's taken us. I wasn't keeping track. I just know that I bought flour at this house.
If any of you guys have tips for how to like label food expiration dates on your
The
food,
tip is you just put a label on it. You were just trying to get people to comment about Caitlin's expired kitchen, okay?
we still need to do like a tour of the pantry, Caitlin.
No, we don't.
we do.
No, we
We
don't.
need to inspect things for safety reasons.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna do a surprise inspection one day. Remember when the butter was expired?
Okay, that wasn't in a video, and so I was not going to bring that up, but we did. We didn't use it. We just saw that it was expired.
I was using it. I'm like,
Well,
this
that's
butter,
on you.
This butter tastes bad. I
That's
was like
on
cooking
you,
something.
sir.
I was like, this is gross. What happened to the butter? Oh, it's expired by 2 months.
You should have checked. Okay, now we're adding salt, half a teaspoon. Okay, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, we're gonna process this until it's small crumbs. I think that's pretty good. That looks like small crumbs.
Small crumbs?
Now you're going to add the sugar, the vanilla, and the eggs. Here's a hack for you. You put marshmallows in your brown sugar, stays soft.
How old is the brown sugar?
I don't know.
Is it more than 5 years old?
No. I don't know. The marshmallows are definitely more than 5 years old. Maybe I should put new ones in there. That works though. Look. still scoopable.
Hey, yeah. So, are we using the marshmallows as a moisture absorber instead of silica gel?
Yeah, it's food safe.
Food safe.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, and now we're gonna do 3/8 cup of white sugar. And about a half. Oh baby, are you ready for the best part?
Eggs.
Eggs.
It's egg time.
So it actually just requires one of these, but we have a backup. Smells like a hard-boiled egg.
Nice. Say goodbye to your brother. Oh, we lost a good one today.
Oh, the vanilla, sorry.
Can't forget the vanilla.
This feels like not liquidy enough. This is so weird.
No, they're gonna be like cake balls.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
it's starting
it actually is starting to
it's
like
starting to combine.
combine.
Maybe it's extracting the juice from the egg. But it's starting to get thicker though.
It is.
Wow, oh no, it is dough, kind of.
Oh my God, it's dough.
What?
It's dough.
What?
What? I got a little sweaty because I thought my recipe was gonna be like unusable. I really want to try these eggs.
Surprise inspection. Hey, best used by December 2026. Yeah, we're in the date. How long do these last? Is it 4 years?
I probably had these for like 4 years. Hey, if this is good, then this would be a recipe where you could just eat the cookie dough.
Whoa, you're right. Should we eat the cookie dough?
Tastes like pretty standard cookie dough.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't taste that great. Caitlin, I think it's the expired flour.
Flour's fine.
Come on, admit it. There's something a little bit weird about this.
Maybe it's the eggs.
Something tastes stale, Caitlin. Chocolate chips are fine. Can you just eat flour straight up?
It's not, you're not gonna get a good gauge because you don't know what good flour straight up tastes like. It's gonna taste bad no matter what.
Tastes a little strange. Like, it tastes kind of like cookie dough, but it's like kind of weird. Anyways,
Let's move on. Let's bake these.
is there a test to see if flour is expired? You can't just taste it if it tastes bitter, sour, or off. Caitlin, it's the flour. Do you want to taste some flour?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what normal flour is supposed to taste like. Raw. Let's bake them, I guess. Bake away all that weird flour taste.
I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna get some flour. And we'll do a taste test comparison.
We don't need to do that.
Come on, yeah.
No. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
All right, we need to compare fresh flour to the expired flour, so I'm gonna head off to the store.
Okay, so as the cookies bake, Evan decided he's gonna go to the store and get some more flour to see if ours is actually expired. I'm kind of nervous that it's actually expired.
All right, there's a lot of different flours here, and there is a nice and tiny one. This is something that we might be able to use up in time.
Okay, it's been 12 minutes. They do not look cooked yet. Give them a few more. Let me show you guys lots of things that aren't expired. Here we go, we're in the pantry. Look at this. Granola expires April 27th, 2026. Which as of filming this is not expired. Cranberries, December 2025. Okay, that's fine. Dried cranberries don't go bad. Oh, cookies. Okay. Those still don't look done. They look really pale. Okay, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm just gonna take these out and hopefully they're good. still kind of pale. Probably good enough.
Okay, Caitlin, I am back. And I see that the cookies are ready. Look at how tiny of a flower I found.
Yeah, that's the size I normally buy.
Oh. I have learned some things. Number one, it is not recommended to eat flour raw because it is a raw agricultural product that might have things in it that need to be heated.
I guess we can't do your test then. Oh no.
But there is a safer way, Caitlin.
Okay.
I'll be back. You put 3 tablespoons in a bowl and you put in 150-degree water into it, and that releases the aroma, and you can smell the difference if it's bad.
It's not even about the eggs anymore, is it? No.
The time of reckoning has come. Let's get some hot water going. Just like this flour is about to be in hot water. Can you put 3 tablespoons of flour in each bowl?
1,
It releases the aromas.
2, 3. This is the old.
Forks, yeah.
Okay. You might have to reheat the.
Smell that. Don't you smell that?
It smells. There's a little.
Caitlin,
It smells,
admit it.
it smells a little odd. Here's the thing. I don't know what normal flour smells like.
This is the moment of truth.
This is the fresh one.
Does the fresh one also smell funky?
Okay. I will say there is a difference. There is a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. I didn't know the flour could go bad.
This is the thing, baby. We are learning together. I make fun of you saying it's like Caitlin's Expired Kitchen, but it's Evan and Caitlin's Expired Kitchen. It's both of us. And this is me trying to help out.
How are we going to judge the cookies now?
Let's taste these, but I am open to, we have one more egg, baby. Let's make another batch.
Let's taste these and see how they are. Because if they're good, I don't think we need to do it. I don't know what that means.
It's there.
Wait, but how's the egg? You can't tell?
Surprisingly, it's totally fine. It tastes like a store-bought cookie.
What does that mean?
It does not taste homemade.
Okay, let me try.
And now that you know what expired flour tastes like, you're gonna taste it in there.
There's a hint of it in the aftertaste.
And it stays there. You have some chocolate chip in your mouth.
Yeah. If I ate that cookie and I wasn't looking for a weird aftertaste, I don't think I would notice it, if I'm being honest.
I think I agree, because the brown sugar is adding a lot of flavor, the vanilla is adding a lot of flavor, the sugar is adding a lot of flavor. There's a lot of heavy lifting outside of the flour. I think that if you gave them an expired and a non-expired, they would notice the difference.
Maybe if you gave them side by side. But what about the egg, baby? The hard-boiled egg.
See, here's the thing. I think overall, these are pretty dang good. But I think that the flour is tainting my experience of them. I know you don't want to. Did you already wash everything?
No, I haven't washed anything.
Let's make another one. I need to know. I need to know, Caitlin. We need a one-to-one comparison. Go on, we'll do a quick super cut. A quick super cut. Yeah. Just like this.
Fine.
It tastes way better.
Yeah, I would assume so. Well, everyone, we've gone from this feels wrong to this tastes wrong, but the adventure is not over yet.
I want to see how these taste.
I want to see how they taste.
Much more pleasant.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's just a good cookie.
Now here's the thing.
We need to remember that we're judging the hard-boiled egg aspect of this, not the flour aspect
That's what
anymore.
I'm about to
We've
adjust
moved
right
past.
now.
Okay.
The weird flour taste is gone, but there is still something about these cookies in particular. And the only way I can put it is it still kind of tastes like a store-bought cookie instead of an at-home cookie.
My observation is that these are much cakier than a normal chocolate chip cookie that I would get, which I typically like chocolate chip cookies to have a little bit of like chew to them, like still be soft, maybe a tiny bit of crisp on the outside.
It's like shorter. Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's shorter. Maybe it's the way the butter was cut in rather than creamed. Maybe it has something to do with the egg was also cut in rather than like incorporated with the butter and sugar mixture.
But I'll say this, if you really don't want to handle raw eggs, this does make cookies. If I'm rating it just as a cookie in general, I'd give it like a B+. So maybe like a
4.5.
4.5? Yeah, 4.5? What do you think?
Yeah, as a weird cookie, it's like a 5.
Yeah,
just because it's good, actually. It's actually good.
It's weird, but it's a totally fine cookie. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh yeah, and the rating was like 4.9 stars.
Really?
Yeah,
Any comments from people online?
people like it.
You know what I want after a long, hard day of work? Tummy ache cookies.
Careful, it's breakable.
Is this Pepto-Bismol cookies? Oh, tummy ache cookies.
You're gonna have a tummy ache after eating these.
How much goes in? Why are there 2 bottles?
It requires 2 different types.
Habanero and pepper?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you want some Pepto preemptively?
Yeah. Now I'm ready. Wait, can I just point something out real quick?
Yeah.
You know, highlighting is meant to like emphasize a particular word. It kind of defeats the purpose of everything is highlighted.
Okay, there's a purpose. Sir, in my document, I have about 30 weird cookie recipes. And I had to highlight the 3 we're doing today. We could do more if you like.
I love your highlighting.
Okay, thank you. So we're gonna start by melting dark chocolate in butter in a bain-marie or a microwave. I don't know what a bain-marie is.
We have a microwave.
We got a microwave. It's right here. So we're gonna do that. 80 grams of dark chocolate chips.
There you go. Want to take one out?
We're being precise. So 80 grams of dark chocolate chips, 55 grams of butter, which I think should be 4 tablespoons. So another interesting thing about this recipe, it is an official branded Tabasco recipe.
Did it have reviews and comments?
There are no reviews. There are no comments.
Oh, so they put the official recipe out there, but they don't allow comments underneath.
It also makes me think the amount that they decided to include must be enough for the taste to be picked up, because otherwise what's the point? Don't they want it to taste like Tabasco?
They probably put as much as they can get away with so they can sell more Tabasco. Oh, Caitlin, this is the genius.
Oh my God, I thought something was
Instead of them just using 1 Tabasco, they make you buy 2 Tabascos. They got you.
They got me. Because are you really gonna notice the difference between the Tabascos?
No.
Let me get a spoon in there.
Ooh, I did pretty good. Who needs a Bon Marie?
Yeah, who needs a Bon Marie? Bon of my existence. So in a separate bowl, mix flour and cocoa powder. So this is actually gonna be self-rising flour. I don't know if it's expired or not, oh my gosh.
Wow.
We are like, oh my gosh, it's close, but we're in the clear.
That's a close call. See, you buy these big old things.
That's the only one I could get of self-rising flour.
There were plenty of tiny ones. They were right there.
Well-
I have video proof of it, Caitlin.
Okay, fine. Maybe they weren't in stock the day that I went.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's
pretty good.
And now we're gonna do cocoa powder, 15 grams of cocoa powder. No, why are you laughing?
Okay, when do you think this expired?
Summer of 2026. September of 2024. Okay, does cocoa powder go bad?
Okay.
You know, it's not the key part of this recipe, okay? And look at all the chocolate.
Look at all that chocolate.
Look at all this chocolate.
Guys, everyone reassure us that it's okay that we skip this, right?
Don't make us go to the grocery store again. We're gonna whisk eggs and sugar. Caleb, don't look at the expiration date on the eggs. They're expired.
Oh my God.
Eggs, you can use eggs for a long time. They only expired in March.
Oh my God.
Believe me, those are fine. Back me up. Back me up in the comments. Eggs are fine past their best by date.
Caitlin loves a deal and she loves being efficient with food. And I think those are great aspirations. I think that's great.
Just there's no reason to throw them out when they're fine. They are fine. 50 grams of brown sugar. Okay, so we're gonna whisk the eggs and sugar for 1 to 2 minutes with an electric whisk until thickened, pale, and a ribbon trail appears in the mix when the whisk is lifted out.
Hey, that's a trail of something.
That's a trail of something. Add the chocolate and butter mix, and then mix for 1 minute on high.
Okay. Whew.
Ooh, that was almost dangerous. Add the Tabasco sauce and the Tabasco habanero sauce. A teaspoon of the habanero and half a teaspoon of the regular.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's not a ton.
Now that I see a teaspoon, it looks like a large amount.
It smells like a large amount. It's strong.
Oh, I smell it from here. I didn't even need to lean in, baby.
Let's do the regular one. I'm just gonna eyeball about a half.
Lovely.
Okay, let me just whisk it just enough to mix it.
Oh, yum.
Okay, now we're gonna fold in the flour and white chocolate chips. 50 grams.
Ooh, yay.
Okay, and we'll fold it in. So this is supposed to be a very fudgy cookie.
Yeah, it looks fudgy.
Incorporate. I left my tray inside. I'll be right back.
Right. Oh, I wasn't filming any of that.
Really? Are you serious? It was so satisfying. Here, get it. Here, show them what it looks like.
Ooh, yum. Look at that. So moosey, so aeraty.
And you can tell because you're looking at it. You okay?
Oh, my back is starting to tire.
You want a chair?
Oh, the ground's pretty good.
Who's gonna film me dolloping? I'll get the top down. Okay, that's fine.
Can you see my thumbs up?
Yep.
Cool. I'm here.
Place dollops on a parchment lined tray with space between for spreading. Okay, that gives me nothing. We'll do our best. Focus here, focus here, focus here, focus here. Focus on my face. Was it? God dang, it's not in focus. Oh, wow.
So professional. Wait, don't we sell a merch shirt that says not a professional? Shop at EvanCaitlin.com. Ooh, yum. Yum.
Yum.
Do you want to go first?
I'd love to. I'm honestly very curious. Like, do we taste it at all? I have no idea.
Yum. Vinegar.
Oh my God, it's bad. The heat's coming through, but that's not the biggest crime. The vinegar. The vinegar is coming through. Oh. You taste the vinegar? It's bad.
It's bad, but it's not like that bad. I do taste the heat. I do taste the like spice. I think that like a spicy cookie isn't a bad concept. I think it's fun. So Caitlin was way too accurate with the naming of those last cookies. I think it's interesting.
It's not the spice that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's the vinegar flavor.
It would have been better with just like cayenne pepper, like
Yeah.
ground pure spice.
I thought maybe there was a chance these would be good. Because the habanero ones we made before weren't bad, but this is much worse than I expected.
Have it again. pretend like you don't know what's in there.
I still feel like it tastes like Tabasco.
I think that the idea of a spicy cookie, I stand by it. I think it's a fun idea. I just think that, yeah, I agree. The vinegar isn't doing any favors here. In terms of a weird cookie, I'd still give it like a 3.5.
I give it like a 2. I think it's worse than the asparagus.
2.5.
2.5 on the weird cookie scale.
On the weird, 2.5 out of 5.
Just as a cookie,
Yeah.
it's like a 1. I don't know.
I give it a 2. Like, it's still a cookie.
I would not eat these.
Well, baby, thanks for putting together some weird cookie recipes.
You're welcome. Anytime. I have so many. I have many, many more. Like this video if you would like
No,
us to do more. Leave a comment.
Don't share it. Don't share it. Don't share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends.
In fact, delete this from your viewing history.
You guys, I have so many weird cookie recipes. I'm just waiting. Tell me how old your flour is, please. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm trying to make myself feel better, okay?